All right, what's up, y'all? My name's Tim Ream. This is day 5 of 75 hard. You got to do 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. I already did my outside workout. I'm just filming the gym portion of it. The chest workout, I basically do an AM session and a PM session. Today's going to be chest in the morning, and then tonight it's going to be shoulders. And so basically I'll take you through the chest routine and everything that I'm going to go through. It's brief and infrequent, and it's short. So the second 45-minute workout is going to be the one tonight. And I'll throw calves in there with shoulders just to make sure that workout goes out to 45 minutes. So I'm going to start with some incline on the Smith machine. I'm going to go over here to the, I don't even know what you'd call it, just like an isolated bench over here on incline. Do some dips, do some cable flies, and basically my whole entire philosophy is the high intensity and 1 set to failure. I'll do probably 5 sets per muscle group. Whenever I work it, I'll do a couple warm-up sets, and then I'll go right to a set to failure and keep pushing my body's peak, based off of last week's training log and my personal records last week. So I've got everything set up so I can move from one exercise to the next. And I'm going to go over here, first couple warm-up sets, and get some blood in the muscle, get a good squeeze, get focused, get the rep range and mind in the muscle connection, and kind of introduce that burn, bump up weight a couple times. And then the very last set, once I'm all kind of warmed up, then just fucking push it all the way to failure, max contraction, max focus on that muscle group. So I'm not really focused on pushing weight. I am focused on pushing heavier weight, but I want to make sure that I'm really working that muscle group that I say I want to work. And, so, all right, dude, let's fucking get into it.
Embrace your adversity and look for opportunities to get better and grow. Now, the second thing I think is going to resonate with a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys, for lack of better terms, you guys are correct, okay? And what I mean by that is, it's not that you don't. It's not you're too afraid to show. All right? You let people humble you to raise your knee. You guys are going to think about the time that you said, to your best friend, and your group of friends, and your girlfriend, and your boyfriend, and you said, look, you're really, you got all this courage, and you got vulnerable, and you decided you were going to tell the truth about what it is you wanted to achieve, and then what happened? You got laughed at. And then, oh, Andy, dude, come on, man. What are you really going to do? Or when you start making progress, a lot of you guys...
I actually really like these machines, dude, because I don't have to focus on balancing the weight and counteracting the weight with free dumbbells and all that, which I do utilize it at certain points in time. But with the Smith machine, it's just a fixed groove, and I can squeeze up against that, and it's just I feel like for the contraction purpose, I feel like machines, for me, just give me an all better focus. One drawback about them is, you've got natural movements with body mechanics, but with a machine, you're stuck in that rigid mechanics of the actual machine. So it can be a little unnatural on some machines in some positions. So kind of got to play around with the seat, how high the seat is, and the depth of some of the machines and the settings. And I'd suggest getting on the machines before you ever actually put any weight on. Figure out the depth you need, and adjust the machines to where it's okay, that's the right range of motion right there, and then start stacking weight, so, but, yep.
What does that make us do? It makes us pull back. It makes us get more conservative. It makes us not say what we want. And I can promise you, if you can't say what you want, you'll never achieve what you want. All right? So, you guys have to understand that it is okay to believe in it. It is okay to say, I'm going to do this. It is okay to celebrate something. Winning in any area is a great thing. And when people start to see you win, and they start trying to pull you back, that's a good indication of people that you should probably want.
And also another thing is too, if you can actually find the tension zone, so there's a part in the actual rep itself where it's whenever you get to the bottom, you're kind of resting a little bit. And if you lock out all the way at the top, you're resting too. So if you can find kind of what I call is like the tension zone, where it's like, you know, you got tension the entire time. If you can stay in that for the entire rep range to failure, or, you know, what your entire set is, if you can stay in that, like it's time under tension, and you're decreasing the time under tension without rest, and you're basically maxing up the intensity. But if you can find that sweet spot, dude, and just stay in it, it's like squeeze the whole time. You're contracting and flexing, dude. It's like, man, that's where it's at right there. That's the whole point of it. Is time under tension. So I basically start out with lighter weight and keep bumping up until I can find my max weight, and then I just fucking blast that for failure, dude, and beyond. Which beyond is kind of hard to do sometimes with no training partner. So if you can rock and lose form, you got to swing it just to get it in position. It is what it is. That's what you got to do. But you're going to have to go past your max for your body to say, this is a weight that I've got to cope to, and to get bigger, to produce a muscle growth.
Stop letting your surroundings and the culture and the people you surround yourself with, and you yourself, humble yourself to death. You, I'm talking about you, are a badass motherfucker. All of you. You just have to have the courage to step out and be that guy. And when you get out there and you start becoming that, you're going to have resistance. It's going to happen. A lot of times, there is no people that you can manipulate and manipulate. I want you to work on those things this week. I want you to think about those things and notice when you're doing these things.
I usually stay in between 8 to 12 reps. And if I can get to the point where I get to 12 reps, boom, that's a sign for me to add some weight. Add enough weight to where you can get back into that 8 rep range. And then, you know, build your way up to 12 reps and then bump up weight. And if you can stay in there, that's a good fine line in between kind of bulking and strengthening, but also, you know, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of like ripping, which there's actually science out there that it doesn't make too much of a difference, but just like it's the time under tension and the actual stress it puts on the muscle is what's producing the growth. So you kind of got the bias not towards strength, but in between like the muscle building range, I guess to say. So, all right. And I recorded my previous max last week. I keep a training journal just to make sure I'm, you know, not slacking off on workouts, and really just to track my progress and make sure that my nutrition's on point and my rest and all that stuff. Because if it is, then I should see strength increases every time that I come into the gym. All right.
One thing someone may need today. No, Lord. Sometimes our past holds us back, and our past barks, but it has no bite. Break the chains that bind you. You're beyond your past.
Should have did this before I got started. I forgot about it.
Don't answer that. Make this day the day you start to believe in yourself. Go out and do the work. You're good enough. You know, there's givers and takers in this world, and I believe you would be that one.
So previous max was 185 for 9. We'll fucking bump that up. Tried to beat it in rep range.
This morning, through the day, that handshake, that smile, even that hug, that you believe is just a normal thing, becomes a supernatural. You might be just that one. I'm ready to tell a story about an old donkey that fell into a pit. And this old donkey was doing what donkeys
I don't think I was gonna get that back up if I went down for another one. That's why it helps having a training partner, especially on workouts like that. There's only so much bad form you can use, which I feel like I did go slower and I was more focused on the negative on this set than I was last week. I still got the burn, so we'll call it a successful set. But so I'll do like 5 workouts or 5 different exercises for a muscle group. If I can even see a strength gain on a couple of those workouts, it might not be every single exercise, it might just be 1 or 2. Like, I feel like I can walk away and say, okay, like I did get stronger in that area. So it was just a little wins. It ain't perfection, it's progress. So we're after, man. Not gonna get big in the gym all in one day. It's a time thing, dude. But if you hit your nutrition, you hit your rep ranges, you're continually hitting new PRs, then dude, the time will take care of itself. Time's your friend now, you know? You just focus on the fundamentals, all that other stuff will fall into place, but it's a time thing. All right. And see, I've kind of gotten warmed up on this, so I'm gonna start moving pretty quick, like into my maxes. I did 3 warm-ups over here. I'll probably do 2 over there. And because I've already kind of gotten a little warm, the blood's flowing and all that, so. Just being at my house and being able to flow from one machine to the next is so nice. I like the gym. They've always got really good equipment most of the time. But dude, there ain't nothing like being able to flow from one machine to the next. At the gym, you know, you'll want to go over and do cable flies and there's somebody on the machine, you're like, damn it. So there's that give and take there. All right. Record this max and then I'll hit this weight here. Got 250 for 8 on this one last time. Hey, if I hang up on you once, that means don't fucking call me. Is that clear? Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Fucking loser. Fuck you. Fucking right in the middle of fucking, every time it's like a fucking telemarketer or some bullshit. Fucking call me. And the whole thing is like, I'll introduce the pump on the first exercise, and then I want to make sure that I keep that pump all the way through all the other 3 or 4 exercises that I'm doing. I never want to lose it. And if you can do that, then it's, I don't know. If you were to lose the pump over 5 workouts or exercises, well, if you can collapse that to where it's still in that burn, like I believe you're creating more intensity. So, you know, I try to keep that going, and then you actually feel pumped, you feel full, feel like you got a good fucking stimulus, dude, and whenever you leave the gym, so. And at this point in my life, you know, I'm looking to do more of my weaker body parts. You know, I don't even hit flat bench anymore. Dumbbell, or dumbbell or barbells. Like everything that I do is basically incline because I'm building those weaker parts of my chest that I see in the mirror that I need to build. So I've got pretty much all of my focus on those movements. You know, just becoming more complete and more complete physique. You know, I pretty much tailored my routine to all of those weaker muscle groups I want to bring up.
And if you think about it, it makes sense why we avoid the adversity, right? Like why we run from it. Our whole lives are all, convenience, quick, easy, fast fix. Every piece of marketing that we see out there is about results now. And the truth of the matter is life just doesn't work that way. It's not a realistic way of thinking. There's not one thing that's that you got without having to push through something. All right, name me one thing.
This isn't just another set. This is the set, right? This is the set that's going to stimulate the growth. One set to failure.
All right, and then off of that, all different.
You're pushing past your body into your body's red line.
75 hard. You're familiar with 75 hard. You read my book 75 hard. You know I talk about earning the things like grit, fortitude, self-esteem, confidence, the ability to endure. You have to earn these things, okay? We live in a world right now, like we talked about on the Pecks recently, that celebrates victimhood. It's a competition now about who has the biggest challenges, not who's overcome the biggest challenges. And I'm going to tell you right now, the world is going to reward people who overcome oh man, you know, that's such a that's so hard. You know, you might get
If I could force that one up. I did get one extra rep on that, and then I did negative failure. If you can throw those negatives in there, I mean, it's time under tension. If you're flexing and contracting still, then you're still working the muscle. So it's like something you got to think of. Like some people aren't big on partials. I believe in them because you're still working it, even though you can't get. I mean, thing is to go to muscular failure. Like you can only get half a rep range. Like get it. So you're only doing one set. You might as well get every bit of it out. Every bit out of it that you can. All right. Go over here to dips. Works kind of shoulders and lower chest.
They don't understand that you should actually be seeking out the proper obstacles that are going to teach you the lesson and embrace them so that you can be better. We can talk about and lie about everything in our lives, but there's only one thing that's going to change it, and that's actually taking action towards the place that you want to go.
I do most of my bulk movements, like my heavy push movements with two hands. First in the beginning of the workout, then last couple exercises, I'll bust into isolated stuff where it's like cable flies. So, you know, if you've got like a barbell, you're pushing with a barbell, sometimes you're pushing more with one arm than you are the other. But so I'll do my bulk movements and then I'll go to like more isolated type movements to make sure the strength increase and everything is even across the board. All right.
All right, so look at these as an opportunity for you to grow, as opposed to something that you should run away from because it's going to be different. This is something that champions or successful people who are great at what they do and live great lives that bring other people up do automatically.
These are one of my favorite exercises here.
Embrace your adversity and look for opportunities to get better and grow. Now, the second thing I think is going to resonate with a lot of you guys. Dude, a lot of you guys, for lack of better terms,
did 250 for 19 last time. See if we can't beat that max.
It's not that you don't. It's that you're too afraid to show. All right? You let people humble you to death. What does that mean? You guys all know what that means. Think about the time that you said, to your best friend, or your girlfriends, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, and you said, you know, what your real dream was. You know, you got all this courage and you got vulnerable and you decided you were going to tell the truth about what it is you wanted to achieve. And then what happened? You got laughed at. And they said, oh, Andy, dude, come on, man. Like, what are you really going to do? You know, or when you start making progress.
Then I felt good. I just want to keep going.
Fitness journey, you know, you see, you start to make progress and you have people kind of hate on you, right? Oh, you're getting all serious about that health junk now. Oh yeah, no shit, motherfucker. This is important. Or you start to have a little success in your business, and people start telling you, oh, Andy thinks he's hot shit now. Blah blah blah. Okay? These are what I'm talking about. It's crabs in a bucket. All right, and you guys allow a lot of people that you connect with and you allow in your life to pull you down because you feel obligated to hearing their opinion or listening to them because of the maybe it's your brother, maybe it's your friend from high school, maybe it's your girlfriend, maybe it's your boyfriend, maybe it's your mom.
And this workout with the dips,
And we all love these
I'm about 175, 180 pounds right now.
and what they don't understand
And you get to a point where it's like there's so much weight on the back end, it actually starts picking you up out of your seat. So I'm trying to find that fine line in between the right amount of weight and what's lifting me up off of the bench. Because I'd like to keep pushing that max, but I mean, there's only so much you can do with leverage and the counterweight and shit. So it's just I got to kind of work with the weight that I'm at the tipping point with. It is what it is. I can at least get a really good focus and burn with that shit, so it's all right.
It's a great thing. And when people start to see you win and they start trying to pull you back, that's a good indication of people that you should probably work separated from, because those are the people who are going to draw energy off of you that could otherwise be spent moving you forward. All right? So guys, don't let these people who haven't achieved anything, who have no goals, who are happy going through life. And by the way, if that's them, that's cool. You don't have to want what they want, and they don't have to want what you want. But if you want to win and you want to be successful, you cannot let other people talk you out of believing in yourself under your eyes, quote unquote, being humble. All right? And I see a lot of you guys do this. You is a great core value and place to be, and it is.
Went up 3 reps on that. That was 22 or 23. Feel good with that. It was a good focus, good squeeze, good form. Pretty much the last couple. And you can just get a really good range of motion too, real deep. I feel like things are badass. Probably really underutilized exercises, the dip. Like I heard them referred to as the upper body squat. And it works like your pecs, your chest, even your lats, shoulders, triceps. So it's a pretty complete, I guess it'd probably be a compound workout because it hits various muscle groups.
And when you get out there and you start becoming that, you're going to have resistance. But like I said, those are the people that you can then regulate by noticing that they're not pulling into you and pushing you forward. Instead, they're pulling you back. And once you eliminate those anchors from your life, guys, it's a lot easier to win. Alright? So those are my 2 messages for you this week. I want you to work on those things this week. I want you to think about those things. And notice when you're doing
Do some incline, what would be kind of like, well, incline cables, but trying to mimic that dumbbell press. And then I'm going to do some cable flies. And I'm good and warm now. So, I mean, there's really no need to do any more warm-up sets. I'm going to do one just because it's a new exercise and just to find a good range of motion and the squeeze and just to get like intermuscularly ready for it. And then I'm going to go right into my max. So pretty much done with warm-up sets other than just to find my range of motion that's right for this actual workout. Fuck. So, good squeeze on that. Record my last max, 250 for 22 on the dips. Wait. I did 145 for 10 last week. I'm gonna go with 150. Actually, I probably don't have to bump up that fast, but I'm going to.
This is about winning. And it's not about winning a year. This is about winning more time moments. This is about winning every day. This is about winning a few days in a row, 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and then winning the week. And then it's about winning a few weeks in a row and winning your month. And then it's about winning a few months in a row and you'll win the year. Aren't you fucking sick of that? Aren't you sick of being the same as you are every fucking year? If you look for a reason, you will always win.
Lost form on that last one, but I did go up reps, 2 reps.
If you tell yourself you're going to do something, you need to fucking do it. If you tell yourself you're going to be something, you need to fucking be it. Because a lot of people say they want this shit, but they don't really want it because their actions don't back it up. Their actions aren't showing what it takes to get the result. Their actions aren't showing a commitment to being a person of excellence. It's showing
I'm just gonna go right into my max set with this last exercise and then be done pretty much.
That will help you justify your plan. But successful people know this and they stick to the plan regardless. They understand that things are going to get tough. They understand that things are going to be hard. They understand that things are going to be hard. They understand there's going to be weddings and holidays and vacations at every turn of our existence. this was the time. This is what I was going to do. I'm going to do it this time, and I'm serious. I'm serious this time. Seriously. You told yourself that over and over and over again. What happens when you don't follow through? What happens when you don't keep those promises? You lose trust in yourself. When you lose trust in yourself, you lose belief in yourself. When you lose belief in yourself, you feel powerless. You start thinking you don't have what it takes. You don't test or afford to.
It's another one of them exercises where you get too much weight on that back end, it just pulls you off of your feet. I'm almost there at that point, but kind of went into this set a little early, probably a little too early. I could have gotten, if I had a little bit more rest, I could have probably squeezed out a little more on that. I lost form through that last one. That's something I'll actually take a note on in my journal. Say, hey, bump down, wait, or wait a little bit longer in between sets. That's what the training journal's for, man. Because if you can actually get out of the way all that little bitty shit that ain't working, that ain't serving you, then you learn to just hit home and drive forward based on those principles that do. You'll see those steady progress. If you get scientific with this shit and get all the bullshit out of the way, you'll just be left with none of that shit, only the stuff that actually works. I'm gonna do one more thing here. And Hani Rambod, he's got the FST7, and he's got his guys basically flexing at the end of their workout. They flex until I can't anymore.
In fact, it seems like in spite of my effort, everything is just falling apart. Like the business isn't struggling, it's dead. Or I get an email like this. These are two different emails. I've just started listening to your podcast and I realized that I'm everything you say a person shouldn't be. I'm lying in my bed right now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. For the last 5 years,
and basically, it's the theory behind it is fascia strength training. And whenever you're squeezing like that, you're basically I don't know if it's destroying the fascia or you're like just making it bigger, but your muscles only get as big as the fascia itself. So he's trying to basically expand those individual fascia. I don't even know what fascia is, dude. I just know he's trained a lot of fucking champions. And I know if you're flexing and contracting and squeezing, you're doing something. I'm already pumped, so I don't know. Might make a big difference, might not, but try to do it at least a couple times. Definitely get the mind-muscle connection. And you got to be doing something.
Like the year after I got stabbed in the face and my face was so fucked up, nobody would look at me or talk to me. You know, I thought my life was over. If I'm being totally honest, don't think for a minute I've never done something.
There's bigger guys out there. There's stronger guys out there. I've had back surgeries, working around injuries. I'm really working my way back into a lot of this stuff. Found a lot of new training principles I feel like are really serving me. I'm wanting to pass them out, hand them out to everybody else. Because whenever I find something works, I'm just excited to pass that shit out. So yeah, there's stronger guys. There's more ripped guys, but you know, what I'm doing is working. It's helping me, so I know it can help somebody else too. So, all right, man. But that's the chest workout, day 5, 75 hard, the AM workout. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, follow along for more. Subscribe, please. It'll help my channel out. You know, if you like the content, you like the sort of way I go through the workouts and break them down, you know, please subscribe, man. I really appreciate it. Let's fucking go.